check out that noise. So,
welcome to the Monday Night Men's Forum. I am Matt of Farm Hop Life. Tonight we are talking about this is episode 27, Workin Man. Tonight we have Christopher of SecureCoop.com, Dewey. Wow. Jeremy, Dewey like donuts.
I get called that all the time.
We have Grant, Homestead of Pain, and Scott of Thriving the Future. How's it going
evening,
tonight?
guys.
Good evening.
howdy.
Okay. Let's do the thing. The personal events.
The thing.
Christopher, go ahead and do the thing.
Yeah, we now have a driveway and a gate. I'm so glad about that. So
Nice.
I had to go out, do a bunch of clearing and cutting with the chainsaw, and the chainsaw was dull, so I'm trying to grind a stump with a dull chainsaw. So, oh man,
Lost our host.
lost our host. That's not good.
Well,
And it's still
keep on
going.
going. He'll come back.
Oh, there he
maybe.
is. Oh, there he's
I gotta cut my cam. I think I'm all choppy and crappy. So
Well,
bummer. Anyway,
what was
no, I'm just glad because once we have our driveway, now that we have our driveway, then we can get on to the solar panels and laying those out, and that's the next step. And so I'm glad about that. We're finally making some progress here.
nice?
Yeah,
Nice.
That's cool.
Looking established.
looking established and stop using the mother-in-law's driveway. So yeah, it just
Nice.
adds a little more separation, a little more privacy. It's just great to have a big beefy fence out there, gate, and, yeah. It's like two. We had a real hard time with it because I called up the hardware store, or my mother-in-law called up the hardware store. What do we need for a privacy fence that's a gate? And they sold two privacy fence panels, which was a big mistake. You should have sold a bunch of pickets. So they sold panels, and the guy is trying to make it into a couple of gates, and he had to visit like 5 times to get just to these posts are too small. We had to go buy a 6x6 post. Oh, it was a big mess. So I would have done it his way. If I would have been involved, I would have called up him and said, hey, what do we need? And but whatever, the guy got it in, he got it done. He got some great big beefy beams that are holding it up, and it's just solid, so swinging good.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, lover boy, go ahead.
Well, I've had a fun day today. So we started at 8 o'clock this morning, met up with officially my girlfriend, and then we went to go pick up two
Wait,
goats out.
did you say officially?
Yeah,
Okay.
I asked today. It's like, well, this is
Hey,
yeah, I thought so. Anyway,
Okay.
went to
All
go
right.
pick up two
I thought
goats,
so.
That's what I thought now.
and went to go get two goats someone gave me, and I tossed them in the back of the car. Then we went, got coffee, made a pit stop, pet a cat, went home, tossed them over the fence.
Is that is that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I mean
I
literally.
officially have a girlfriend. I have 2 goats that someone gave me and a pet a cat. Like, that's an eventful day.
No, that's just before 10 o'clock.
Oh, whoa.
Then we
there
went.
was more cat petting?
No.
Easy now.
We went to 2 antique stores in town, a plant store. Then we went to a mercantile, got lunch and an ice cream. I got an old antique cider press. And then we went to a construction site to see if we could get some like 15-gallon pots. They got maybe 40 to 50 of them in a pile that I just want them. And they were rained out, so they didn't work today. And then we went home. We watched an episode of a TV show, and then we watched we kind of skimmed through the first 20 episodes of Justin Rhodes building a homestead in 100 days.
Love Justin Rhodes.
Me too. And so I'm just kind of crash course deep dive. This is my end goal. And we skimmed through 20 of them, and then we ate dinner at the table. We had shrimp bisque, and then we went and watched a movie. Then she just left. Had my first kiss and my first second kiss. So I'm good. I'm golden.
Just on cloud 9 over there.
First and second kiss all on the same day. Wow.
Yeah.
It's the same girl as before, or somebody new?
Yeah.
Same girl.
And a
It's
cider
the same
press.
one.
Well,
You-
I don't think any of us can top that, so we might as well just get into the subject.
I mean, you had food poisoning.
I did. Oh boy, did I!
Yeah, that's not equated to
Yeah.
your kiss.
We had-
hopefully.
So my wife's family, like extended family, get together yesterday, and so like I don't even know who to blame. Like, because everybody just brings something. So I was like, I
Blame
don't
the
even know who's-
mother-in-law. It's the easiest thing to do.
Just blame that whole side of the family.
Yeah, blame the mother-in-law.
So I almost didn't join y'all tonight, but I'm like,
I'm gonna
I've
be
bailed.
here.
I've bailed enough, so I'll be here. I'm all right.
I feeling good, feeling better.
I'm here.
You drink some apple cider vinegar to fix that?
Yeah, man.
Eat some garlic cloves.
And tomorrow's my birthday. So
Happy-
so yeah,
Happy early
Hey,
birthday.
happy
How's it
birthday.
feel to be
Hey.
29?
29. It's a good number.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
37.
No, I was
Okay,
gonna-
that
I
makes.
was gonna guess 47.
Oh, I would have guessed like maybe 34,
Yeah.
not 37.
Hey, so funny enough though, my grandmother, she texted me earlier and she said, so I hear you're gonna be 47 tomorrow. And I'm like, well, thanks for adding 10 years to my life. She said, well, that's what your dad said. So my dad apparently thinks that I'm 47. Now he's in a nursing home and not a great situation, but yeah, he's not all there. So
He knows it's your birthday, so that's
he
cool.
does know it's my birthday, so I'll give him that.
That
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Scott,
All right, next.
Well, it's that winter pause, There's not a lot going on. Getting some chestnuts ready in some sand and buckets for the spring, but other than that, not too much going on. I'm editing the podcast with Grant. Grant's on the podcast this week. Man, Grant, you are like super duper enthusiastic on the whole thing. I get done and I want to go plant. We still got 4 months left.
Yeah, that's
It's
how I feel
practically
every
annoying.
day.
I don't usually get that way until after the solstice, after
The
Christmas.
one thing you can grow right now is mushrooms.
Oh yeah. I saw
Which
today.
kind?
I saw today some mushroom plugs, so I might have to give that a try.
Growing some
Nice.
mushrooms out my front step. They're just growing there.
I got some mushrooms growing on my trim in the garage, but
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that's what's going on with me.
nice. That actually sounds pretty sweet. The laid backness.
Yeah.
Did you go hunting all last week, or was that the week before?
Yeah. I went hunting on this weekend, so it's rifle season here in Kansas, and I got up at 3:30 in the morning, and then drove out there to over by Kansas City. Went out. It was cold. It was below 20. And yeah, it was pretty cold.
No.
Didn't see one deer.
Aw,
Nope.
All that and didn't see one deer.
No,
that sucks.
too much.
Ah.
Too much of the bumpkin horde crashing through the woods, and usually, you get there at 5:30. You get in your spot an hour before sunrise, and then the goblin horde comes walking through, smoking, in flannel at dawn, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, didn't see anything this time.
Shoot.
Man.
No, I didn't get to shoot. That's the problem.
Shoot. Just shoot at something. Anything.
Yeah.
Just get out of here. I broke my favorite coffee cup this morning.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd day one go?
Well, I broke my favorite coffee cup this morning, so not good.
Not a good sign.
Yeah.
So was today your first day?
Today was my first day
Yeah.
of my
Nice.
new job, and man, it when my buddy said just drink from the fire hose as best you can, he was not kidding. But when we had, man, I don't even know how many meetings we had today. It was kind of weird. It's weird being in like an official environment. After having not been in an official environment, like I have a laptop and I have an office and I have Like
You gotta put clothes on.
I basically have to put clothes on. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I have to learn Outlook. I haven't used Outlook in like 10 years, and that was like for like a temp position. So
Wow.
this is fun. This is like, what the hell is Microsoft Teams?
It's amazing.
It looks like it sucks, is what I think.
You get used to it. I use
Okay.
it day in and
Wow.
day out.
Damn. Well,
Yeah,
I should
it's
probably
pretty
get
good.
proficient at it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I like it better than Zoom. So
and then I don't know. I felt like I could do okay. Like it's kind of exciting, but
Yeah, kind of.
the other parts that suck are like the driving into the city, and
How far is that for you?
it ends up being like an hour. It's only like 35 miles.
Oh
Wow.
man.
but you have an office.
I do have an office. Yep.
You're moving up in the world.
Yeah, we'll call it that. And I might be I'm probably gonna be out in the field next week already. So this is gonna be the last men's forum ever.
Aw.
Serious?
I'm thoroughly crushed.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Nobody get crying on me. But
Well,
Workin'
anyways,
man.
working
Workin'
man. So
Speaking
You won't
of-
have anything. You won't have anything to do while you're sitting out there in the field.
right, I'm just the field engineer, so I'm just engineering the field and just gotta
Right,
sit
but
there.
in the evening, you probably don't have a lot to do.
Probably not. It depends on the
take your
job.
laptop and your mic and
Yeah.
men's forum. Here we are.
That's
On the
right.
road. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
do
probably what I will end up doing.
Do
So.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'll
better
have,
than getting
get your little-
dragged to the bar and drinking with all the guys.
Like, I'll have my own hotel room to myself and whatever, so I could probably just do it.
Get you a little portable mic for your laptop and
This thing is portable. I just gotta. I think I threw away the stand, so I gotta figure it out, or just come up with something different. But yeah, working man. So I was trying to figure out how to do this best. I think we'll just go around and what was the first thing you did to earn money?
First job.
Well, so it was the first thing you did to earn money is one, and then first job that you had to like pay taxes on. That's two separate things. That's what I. So, Christopher, why don't you start?
Let's go
around
first
the
thing.
same way.
First thing I did to earn money was not, taxes and all that. It was I got there was a guy at church. He had a 5-acre farm. I got called out there to do some light farm work, digging holes, and I don't remember what all I did, but it's just do this and go here and fetch this, and it wasn't long, but I enjoyed it and got my feet wet with the working world, and so that was that. And then we did that a few months, but after that, I picked up a job at old Dunkin' Donuts. And I must have put on like 50 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like graveyard shift. It was like, come in at 8 o'clock and
That's
put all the
double whammy.
Yeah.
Bad sleep and a bunch of donuts.
Right. And with all that coffee. No, I was like, put the powder on the donuts and sprinkles and put them out on the shelves and things like that. And I did that like 3 years. I really liked it. I liked the people. I had some good repeat customers one guy would come in every night and tell a new story every 10 minutes, and you'd never hear the same story twice in 3 years. It's just nuts. Like these guys with all these, these like, it was almost like a bar, but it was without the alcohol. Just some guys sitting out there, and you got to know them really good, and they're like friends. So I really enjoyed that.
Grant.
Excluding when I was like 5, picking up snakes for my grandmother for $1 here and there. I think like we all probably did.
Shoot, that's generous, man.
Um,
I might take that job now.
My first job that I didn't, pay taxes on or anything, or didn't have to, was after I graduated high school, I became the full-time caregiver for my nana for a solid, year and a half. 8 months she was on hospice. I was pretty much the daily, and then just during that I had gotten a job at Martin's. It's a fast food breakfast place, and it was awful, terrible. I worked the window. Fast food don't work. Fast food, go dig a ditch, go work for a trash truck. Just don't do fast food. It sucks. It really does. I learned to take tender, run a cash register, make sweet tea a bunch, but that's about it.
Sweet tea.
Yeah. Yeah. We go through sweet tea pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
My turn.
Yep.
So I ended up working at like 13 and 14. I worked for a church doing some of their maintenance around the like lawn maintenance, yard maintenance, pulling weeds, random tasks around the church, replacing like not the receptacles, but like the faceplates and stuff like that.
Sure.
Just basic maintenance stuff. That's it. Nice and boring.
that would be very, very boring.
But for 14 years old, you got no spending money.
I know. I was making what, $6.50 an hour, $7 bucks an hour.
You were making bank.
I mean, I was happy with it.
Yeah,
now that was a W-2. I mean, like I was. I'd pay taxes on it and everything. I never had. I don't know that I ever had one that Uncle Sam hadn't gotten a cut.
That sucks.
Not that. Not that I can say out here on the air.
Yeah.
What's the statute of limitations? Never.
Side hustles on there, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if it's over $600, you got to report it. Ooh.
Cumulative.
Yeah. And that goes back. That's right. It's retroactive.
Yeah. 600 for the year.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scott.
Keep that cash.
So yeah, my first gig was detasseling corn. So
what?
You've never, in
Iowa?
Yeah. Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio, all those. They have 14-year-olds go out and detassel corn. So there's like 3 rows where you pull all the tassels off the corn, and then 1 row that's the male bull row for hybrid seed. And it's like 10 to 12 hours a day for 10 days over summertime. Hotter than heck.
That just sounds terrible.
It was terrible. I don't even know how they get people to sign up for it anymore, but that was the only thing you could do when we were kids. So
I mean, at least mine was air conditioned.
Yeah, this was not air conditioned. Then the first real job was I was an X-ray tech in the Air Force.
That is a pretty big jump from detasseling corn to X-ray tech.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were you X-raying corn just for fun?
No. So that was that's the life of kid growing up in Iowa.
Yeah, one of my jobs was I worked for a software company for about 3 months that they managed the X-ray software backend. So like, you take an X-ray digitally, it would put it on the digital, turn it into ones and zeros, store it onto the database. And that was, when you talk about being an X-ray tech, I probably touched in that same world.
Sure.
But man, was that was a lousy piece of software. It was like, it was just a horrible, the way they designed it and ran it, and was so easy and fragile to break. And like, how are hospitals running on this crap? And they were like, yeah, we know it's
low bidder.
We bought this and we added this piece on and we tried to make it work together. And oh my gosh, But the coolest part of that job was I had tech support. I was doing tech support. People would call in or email with issues they had on this X-ray software, and one of the hospitals was the hospital I was born in. They called me, so that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's the low bidder type thing. Yeah. Those are really bad. Totally non-secure type systems and everything else.
Yeah,
Matt, what was your first job?
In middle school? I like my friend's like swim coach ran like some printing company or something like that, and so like I went there with my friend to make like weird binders of like they were like it would be like Life Touch yearbook stuff, like all the options you could have for like your yearbook, and so you'd have to like cut the paper and put a little spiral ring on it, and it was weird, but I think it was like $10 an hour, so it wasn't bad.
You know, out of all
Wow.
of everybody's job stories, yours sounds like a sweatshop the most.
Oh, it was lit like
He
a
made the most.
sweatshop.
He made the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely it had the look of a sweatshop for sure. And then official pay taxes job was working for my uncle in his warehouse, just like keeping it clean and making sure the window installers had their parts and whatever. So that was my first pay the government job. So that was cool. Working 40 hours a week at 15, getting almost none of it.
Mm.
That was less than my non-paid, like my non-tax job. It was like what the heck was minimum wage back then? $7.25 maybe? I don't know. So
Yeah, I think I had a paper route in there somewhere too. But
So let's go back around, same order. What was the worst job you've had?
Oh.
Worst job. I worked
Like,
after.
Can we
same order?
define worst?
Your own
Like your
definition of
personal
worst.
I guess your worst experience at a job?
It could be that you just hated it so bad that you just couldn't stand being there. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever
I'm good.
worst is for you.
Yeah. After Dunkin' Donuts, I was working in the working. One of my customers at Dunkin' was a guy who worked at AOL, America Online, and I came in. I wouldn't say that was the worst. That's probably the second worst. I came in to do, and they were right around the corner, so it was great. I bicycled to work, and I enjoyed the training and all that. And then I get into the job, and it was like, oh, it was tech support. It was people calling you with complaints, and oh, by the way, AOL had just a lot of growing pains. And there was busy signals, and they were like, "Oh gosh, everybody's complaining, and I can't do a thing about it." So I finally quit that, and I go over to work at what has to be the worst job of my life, and that was I worked at a cable internet company that's now owned by Comcast. So they were bought by Comcast, and so cable internet tech support. So you get a little more. Got a little more leeway to try and fix the customer's issues, but it was just like the processes were sloppier, and it's cable, so the quality of the service was terrible, and then on top of that, we started having busy signals. Back in that day, your cable modem was one way, and the uplink was over a phone line, and they cheaped out and didn't buy enough phone lines for all the dial-up back-end customers. And so it's like, you guys are doing the AOL mistake. And so like I'd get to work, and there would literally be a 2-hour wait for customer to talk to us. And we'd see, 65 people on hold. And I'm like, and they're going to be irate. And they pick up the phone, and they're just, I've been on hold for 2 hours. I know, sir. I wish I could do something about it. it was just, and like every call was, it was a combination of a bad company with bad cable lines and bad, field techs going out to, we'll be there by 2:00 and they show up at 4:30, and bad service with the phone lines, and bad with just horrible all around. And
if I had to be on the phone
grinding
all day as a job, no thanks.
Yeah, and
No, man.
ever since then, I have no interest in working with phones.
I'd rather jump off a cliff.
I hate phone calls now. So, oh man, but some of the technology was cool, but even as an employee of this cable company, I had trouble with the service. So I know it's like this is horrible. Just builds on top of builds on top of builds. And
but it's funny how like when you can work for a company like that and you don't get perks. Like I've got a friend that works with AT&T, and he's like, "No, man, I got to call the same customer service line you got to call."
Yeah. Well,
he's a software engineer for him.
Yeah. Well, the only real advantage
what
was
a loser.
I could schedule a only real advantage. I could schedule a higher level technician when I knew I was having problems and I knew what my problem was. I could jump a few steps. But other than that, it was just like, so I was like not happy, and I was glad that I eventually got fired because I did something stupid and
hung up on all 65 people in 1 minute.
I'm going to set records.
I was embarrassed about getting fired because I'd never been fired before, but it was also like I really hated the job anyway, so I'm just good to move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Force you to do something different.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
It was horrible.
Grant, do you have a worse job?
I would say it's working fast food at Martin's. I was good at the window, but they wanted me to do more than just work the window, which I'm like, there's not much else you can do.
I'm happy here.
I'm happy there. I'm happy there. I'm comfortable there. I move people through quickly. Then they wanted me to go into the kitchen and cook. I'm like, I didn't get hired to cook. At that time, I was still in my shell. I was very kind of, self-conscious and nervous. I was not, I guess, the same me. I was not very outgoing, outspoken, just confident in much that I did. I've had to build that up. So yeah, I just hated it. And then eventually, because I would have to get there, it may just sound measly, but I had to get there like 4:30 in the morning and then work till 5:30 at night.
Holy crap!
Until they close up. On it was just Saturdays. It was just weekends. Oh. And I'm like, I'm getting paid $8 an hour. This ain't fun. But see, and then like 3 years later, people are getting paid $15 an hour to do the same job. I'm like, oh, that's great. Yeah,
you could always go back.
Well, see, the thing is, the management, they're all cracked. They're all on meth because their teeth were just so bad. They had to be on meth because they just had meth teeth. But they've all been replaced. None of the people who I work with.
Oh, okay.
Probably that.
No, the teeth are probably long gone too.
Yeah.
But the people, they've all been from the manager and everything. They've all been replaced. Like so. Again, they don't care about their employees. They don't treat them right. Most fast food places, they pay minimum wage for a reason. I don't think there should be a minimum wage. I think you should pay what it takes to get someone to do the job you want.
I think it's hilarious that McDonald's HR site is called Careers. It's like you're going to have a career at McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they want. Yeah. They want you to stay at McDonald's. They don't want you to do anything else.
Yep.
Stay there, be 40 years old and miserable, making hamburgers to make everybody else fat.
But look, I mean, some people are content with that. I mean, that's
yikes.
For what it's worth. I mean, some people are content with a basic, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, work your 40 hours a week and go home.
It's not necessarily 40 hours a week, 9 to 5. It's McDonald's. It's staying at McDonald's. It's staying. Sure, I had a friend who he's 10 years older than me, and he just works at Walmart. I'm like, but do you not is that it for you, man?
So this may sound like really arrogant. And I don't mean it that way, but like I remember when I was 17 and I got my first job. Like I told you I had the job at the church. And then I had friends that would go get jobs at Winn-Dixie making minimum wage. And I just remember thinking to myself, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
I can do better than minimum wage.
Yes.
Like I don't think that I'm like amazing, but I can do better than minimum wage, $6.25 an hour. I can do better than that. And I went and got a job at a place that was a indoor batting cage for $7 an hour. And I got to hit. I loved baseball. I played baseball in high school, and I got to go hit in the batting cages all I wanted. And I made 75 cents dollars more an hour than one of my friends. And like that was just kind of one of those like, I can do a little bit better than that. I don't have to go all out. I don't have to make $15 an hour, but I can do a little bit better than minimum wage.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I don't really think that's all that arrogant. I just think like not to say like a job's beneath you, but like
it's ambition.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Most people don't have that drive anymore. I have more drive in me than my entire classroom.
That's true.
Yeah, you are pretty remarkable.
I'm gonna find your professor and take that clip and be like, "Hey, I need you to play something for your students."
I'll find you, Matt. I'll find you.
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
That'd be so much
he can
fun.
do it. That's okay. But I'll see him in Montana.
Dude, that'd be cool. I got some work for you to do up here. That'd be nice to have you here.
You can dig a hole for me.
All right. Good luck. It's pretty rocky.
Oh, that's right. The snow will cover you up.
It's pretty rocky down here in the south too. Worst job.
Jeremy.
Worst job.
Yeah.
All right. So I initially started by like my worst job was when I was cutting grass. It was just hard labor. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking, you know what? I didn't hate that job. I actually there was some satisfaction. Like you would cut a yard, and this is like before the days of me understanding that like treating yards and manicured lawns was not ideal. Like I don't like that anymore. But like there was satisfaction. I got some satisfaction in that job. But my worst job, this is the last job that I had. I was just run ragged. I worked as a oh gosh, I don't even remember what my title was. Director of something, marketing and corporate. I don't know. It was just I was completely micromanaged by the CEO of the company.
Just a mumbo jumbo job.
It was it was healthcare. It was in healthcare, mental health insurance, basically, and I was micromanaged. There was no like all of the appreciation for me was fake. There was no like genuine like, hey, we really appreciate you.
It was just all superficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And they would pay you more than you were worth just so you couldn't leave. And one day I said, finally, I'm out. I'm done. Fine. I quit. I'm out and find a new job. And I'm at where I'm at now. But like that was an awful job. And it's more about how people treat you than the job itself. You can do so that made me realize like you can do a crappy job. Like you can have a job that's not a very respectable job. But if the people that you work for treat you and believe in you and trust you and give you that praise and that feedback, it makes it tolerable.
Sure.
But my last job was probably the worst. And I spent 8 years there.
Still in the same field?
I'm in insurance, health insurance. But like my job right now, I love my job. I get to work from home. I have complete autonomy.
Nice.
And nobody micromanages me.
I always said that if like the job is kind of secondary to the people you work with. If you enjoy working with the people, like your coworkers, that makes all the difference. Like you could be cleaning porta potties and still have a good time.
Yeah, if you're treated that way. Now here's the flip side of that though. So my last job made me realize how I need to treat my employees. And so my staff now, I go out of my way to tell them how much I appreciate them because of the way that I was treated in my past job. So to say it was my worst job, yes, but it led to something positive. So I don't know. That's kind of the flip side of that. The silver lining, I guess.
Scott, worst job.
Well, the worst job was being an X-ray tech. I got out of the Air Force and I worked in northern
You
Iowa.
went back to corn.
Yeah, so I was
corn.
I worked in northern Iowa for a couple of years.
Thank you.
And the main industry in town was nursing homes. So like everybody had cancer, everybody had Alzheimer's, and then I got called into the middle of the night for the emergency room all the time, right? So it was it was rough. The only cool thing about it was that I started learning ultrasound, and I was seeing everything that was in the book that were like rare things that you never ever saw, because everybody had cancer, everybody had, these things, and it was just like this. People were like, no, we'd never seen that ever in our entire career, and I'm like, yeah, I saw that one and that one and that one, but And it
Remind me not to get an X-ray or ultrasound by you. I don't want to.
No.
Causation
I
is
got
not correlation.
I don't know.
I got out of that. So the only good thing was there for about a year, I got comp time for if I got called in the middle of the night. So I had a whole lot of time off during the day to spend with the kids. But then, I was in the emergency room for a good portion of the evening, and I never got a full night's sleep. So it was always kind of rough. But then I got out of that.
No thanks.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what my worst job is. I've had to be honest, jobs where I've had to have a W-2. I've had probably 15 to 18 jobs. And so it's hard to pick one, but I'll do a super. Oh, I forgot to include weird. I forgot to include weird job. Okay, I'll go with my worst job that I already wrote down. So I don't know how this is, if anyone else experienced this or if this is even legal. But so in middle school, you were given a, I don't know, a magazine of all these prizes you could win if you sold magazine subscriptions and wrapping paper and all this other crap around the holidays. You'd have to go door to door, get these people to sign up for this garbage, and then
your grandparents.
Or it was a lot of grandparents, uncles, aunts. Oh God, it was awful. And
I won that one year. I got the limo ride to Pizza Hut.
We did that, but it was like jump rope for heart, where you basically just ask people for money and they don't get anything in return as a donation. And
that sounds better than what I had to do, because I had to
at least they're getting
crap.
What was
at
it?
Least they're getting a product.
What was what?
Keep going.
Anyway. Well, that was kind of it. It just seems so why are middle schoolers doing the work of these corporations? This is weird.
It's like
why
child
did nobody
labor.
Say anything? Yeah. Why is the school okay with this? They probably
it was a loophole in child labor. That's all it was.
That's what it sounds like. And man, it was.
Were you in a
that
public
was
school?
Weird. Yeah, it was for elementary and middle school. Yep.
Then that it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's somebody's cousin or something who is in the government. It's like, oh yeah, this is my company. Go sell my wallpaper and magazines and all this other crap.
That man, I guess it has something it in a weird way. It showed you learned door to door sales. So but man, it still seems weird that you're allowed to let kids do that. I mean, there was just that, not to bring us down, but that FedEx driver just recently down in Texas, oof.
I don't know about that.
My son came home from school today and he's like, yeah, some girl on the bus was telling me about this UPS driver that took this girl and they found her body. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Gosh.
And I pulled it up and I'm like, oh, it was FedEx. You're wrong. But, but oh, wow. But so, my son, he's 9, and he it's kind of random, a little bit of a tangent here, but we told him he found out about 2 weeks ago that there's no Santa Claus, and we ruined that one for him. But like,
Yeah.
long story, but like in the same week, he was like, "Hey, there's no Santa Claus," and he's like, well, "Hey, you know what? I want to walk home from the bus by myself now. Like I'm an adult now. I'm big
an
kid."
adult now.
And so like I've got security cameras, so like I can see, him walking home from the bus, but like this UPS driver was delivering a package next door. And he's walking home from the bus. Like I can see him, but like he walks out of his way to go around the UPS driver. I'm sitting here watching this going, man, that's odd. Why is he doing that? And then he comes home and he tells me about this girl that told him about the FedEx driver. It's crazy.
I just looked that up. Why? Why did he do
Insane.
it?
Hey, FedEx is usually a step above UPS too, so that's disappointing.
Are they?
It was
Someone-
contractor. It wasn't true FedEx.
That's what I
Okay.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, that they hired extra for the
And
season.
USPS is just trash because I put in the tracking number for the mint I sent you, and
I'm still waiting on it, man. I'm
It's
still
just
waiting on it.
gone. It says information available soon. The USPS doesn't yet have a status update for this item that was shipped.
Grant sent me some mint, and it was supposed to be delivered today, and it's not here. It's probably stuck on a USPS.
Hope you
truck
didn't pay him for it.
Nope.
No, I paid.
Not
the
yet,
shipment.
anyway. I'm paying him in loofah seeds.
Yeah,
I haven't-
loofah,
I haven't
loofah
seen.
seeds, loofah seeds, and herbal seeds, and then in the spring we're gonna meet up and do a fairly big swap.
Yeah.
Grant,
Wow, that's
you
pretty
should get, like, you don't know if Jeremy's loofah is any good. You should get Jeremy to,
Would you like me to send you some loofah?
use the loofah, like demonstrate the product on Grant.
Oh.
Let's
We're
get
not on
weird.
that platform.
Wait. Demonstrate it on Grant or demonstrate it for Grant?
Another
This
one.
is,
On-
this is turning
on
into
Grant.
OnlyFans.
I was like, we're like, yeah, $6.99 a month. You just come over there. And,
Yeah, see, Grant's a businessman. He gets it.
no, I have loofah. I demonstrate it on myself when I
But
take
do you
a shower.
have a Jeremy branded loofah with service?
No, I do not have that.
Would that
I
be
So many
best
jokes
job?
here.
Best job? Jeremy, would that be your best job to
Oh
Gosh.
yeah, so okay. So
Recover from that one, Matt.
I was gonna say, I guess
Oh, goodness.
let's all thank the pedophiles across this country that the middle schoolers no longer have to sell stuff door to door.
Wow. Way to bring that one full circle.
Yeah,
Oh, my
there's
goodness.
a silver lining there that,
Yeah.
that middle schoolers don't have to do that anymore.
yeah.
So let's see. Most
Matt, what are you holding in your profile picture? I'm sorry. It's
It
okay.
looks like a smoke.
It is okay. Can I, if I click it, does it do anything? No, it doesn't do anything.
Make
So I am
yourself
holding
big screen.
a fleur,
flip-flop.
a fleur
Flip-flop?
gun.
Oh, Fleur.
So I was doing a video on my compost pile that it has to produce heat or
I
whatever.
thought it was a flip-flop.
No, it
It
does kind
still
of
looks
look
like a
flip-flop.
flip
La
flop.
Chancla.
God damn
It's
it.
got La Chancla.
Christopher, go talk about an interesting job you did, and I'll
Oh,
pull up the
interesting
video.
job. Okay, it's 1996. I just graduated high school. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, for the Olympics,
Hey!
the Summer Olympics, and I'm there and I'm looking around, and I'd like make up some money while I'm here and sort of bumming around. I by the way, I got to hold the Olympic torch that summer. It was a runner
Nice.
who had his section, and then when he was all done, he was standing around and he was just talking to a few people, and I was listening to the conversation. Hey, can I hold it? Yeah, they let me hold the Olympic torch, so I got to hold it, and it's heavy. It's heavier than it looks, and it's got like a fuel cartridge in the base, and it's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm there in the Olympics, hanging out, and I see in the help wanted a job for a local newspaper called Creative Loafing, and it's $10 an hour, tax-free, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know how they got away with the tax-free bit, but $10 an hour, and it's at a time when I was making $6-7 an hour, so that was a big jump. And got to the job was to take bundles of newspapers and go down to places like Centennial Park and go downtown and hand out these free newspapers that all they are it's a bunch of advertisements for restaurants and where the best places in the city, and there's a little humor in there and things like that. So I'm just handing out newspapers left and right, and just having a good old time with that. So it was a little weird, but it was also very interesting and enjoyable. And I was working in Centennial Park. I was working up from Centennial Park in Atlanta, about a block away at the Hard Rock Cafe. I was out handing out newspapers until 1 a.m. And all these tourists and everybody went back to to the house I was staying at. And I was up so late that I got up late the next morning. It was about like 11 or noon when I woke up, and I thought to myself, I'll just give Mom a call and see how she's doing. So I pick up the thing, long distance. Back in those days, we had long distance cards, dial a long distance card and, hey Mom, how you doing? Oh, thank God you're alive. What are you talking about? So that night was, you can look this up on YouTube, was the centennial bombing at the Olympics. There was a bomb that went off, and I was supposed to be working in that park that night, and I changed my mind and went up. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was just missed being, seeing a bomb go off, and it was about the time that I was there too, or maybe a little bit after that the bomb had gone off.
Well, you missed seeing a bomb go off or being part of
it.
it.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mom, thank you God you're like, she was like watching the TV, and like every time there was somebody that would come on, that looks like it might be Christopher. No. So I didn't have cell phone pager. I was basically just graduated high school, and they were really expensive back then. So
the job itself wasn't interesting. It had an
the
interesting
fact that he almost
event.
got blown up was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the whole thing was interesting because I'm hanging out at the Olympics. I'm seeing, like Olympic games. I didn't have much money, so I went to like a baseball game between Croatia and Luxembourg or something, and a women's basketball. So there wasn't much that I could do because I didn't have much money. Yeah, but it was like seeing all the sights, and there was like crowds, and there was like exhibits, and a lot of the time I was semi-homeless, so like sometimes I would rented a room, and sometimes I just like camped out in a hospital bathroom one night. A few nights I camped out in some bushes. So it was just all around an interesting experience, like the whole month. Yeah. So the whole month was just really interesting. I worked at also a little restaurant that didn't last long. But the job handing out the newspapers was I did a lot of, because there's like some hills in Atlanta, and you're carrying like 3 bundles on a roller, and I mean you're like hauling 60-80 pounds up these hills, down 8 blocks, and I was like hustling. I got recorded by Jay Leno's TV show was there, and they were catching clips of people in the street, and one guy came up to me and said, "Hey, we just recorded you giving out the newspapers. Would you please sign this release that we can use your video?" So I never saw that video. I don't know if it actually made it. Like maybe they didn't pick my clip, but I was recorded by Jay Leno's video team. So, that was just a fascinating summer, and I really enjoyed it. So
nice. Working at the Olympics.
You had me at sleeping in bushes.
Yeah, I slept in bushes.
I mean, that sounds just fun.
Yeah.
You know what type of bushes?
He wants to propagate some of them.
I mean,
I don't know, but I did wake up one morning to, or as a car full of like 4 people 15 feet away, and they were talking, and one of them said, well, he ain't got no money, so he can't rob him. I'm thinking to myself, oh, so they saw me and they're thinking about robbing me, and they changed their mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't got no money.
Yeah. Yep. So that was an adventure for sure.
Grant, interesting.
I think my most interesting job is going to be the one I just got this past weekend. It's a catering gig every other Saturday from 3 to I don't know when. Like, we've got to be there at 5, so I've got to leave here at 3 because it's in Alabama. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty fun.
It sounds
I can't really elaborate on it anymore
until growing season starts, and then you'll go, oh no, I'm going to lose time on Saturday.
No, not for $800 a month.
Oh, yeah,
$400 a weekend for Saturday is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You'll figure it out.
You make it work. Yep.
I still have to grow anything.
My turn.
Yep.
So I used to do. All right. So when I was I actually dropped out of college to. So I started working freelance camera work for college football games.
Nice.
And so I ended up dropping out of college to do that when I got the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
2005. And I remember sitting across the table at Media Day from Donovan McNabb and him going, man, I want your job. I thought, dang, I've made it. That was probably the coolest job that I ever had, though. To run around. I worked like SEC football games. I worked NFL games, Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl. I worked American Idol. I worked some NBA games. I worked all kinds of just freelance camera gig jobs. And that was a lot of fun. I very quickly learned I like being home.
Was this before or after you got married?
Before, yep. And so yeah, I quit that and went back to school. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting and fun. And I don't know, just sleeping in a hotel room with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other guys. We're like on the floor, like just in Jacksonville, Florida, 2005 at the Super Bowl. We're like, just find a spot on the floor.
I was there at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun though. Like, I was post game on the field at the Super Bowl. Like you look at college football players, you're like, yeah, they're big guys. But then you stand next to an NFL guy and it's like, whoa.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Short.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'6", so there you go.
5 what?
6.
How about that?
All of a sudden, just puffs out his chest a little bit bigger.
We're just doing a height check.
Well, I was gonna say I'm the shortest of my brothers, but no, I actually have my youngest brother's like 5'4". But anyway, the other 2 are taller than me. But
that's short.
Hey, yep.
That's short.
Like,
but like these NFL guys are like 4 times the size of me. And it's just like to be sitting there and just to watch them go running by, and I feel like I can't say the word, in a land of giants. You know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
Starts with an M.
Just say it.
Midgets.
Yeah.
Is midget a bad word now?
Apparently these days it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say way worse earlier when you were talking about your medical thingy gig. Like, I was like, that's no, I definitely can't say that. That'll definitely put a black mark on my YouTube channel.
What does it start with?
Danger, Will Robinson.
Scott, go ahead.
Private chat over here. Come on, man.
So is this the most interesting or weirdest?
Most interesting.
So the most interesting actually ties in with Christopher there. I got into
Almost got
IT.
blown up too.
No, but it was at Centennial Park. So I got into IT, went into I worked for a company called Lovebox. That was see, you completely get the joke already. So I worked for this company called Lovebox. It was a packaging company that the family's name was Love. So we go down to a conference down there in Atlanta at Centennial Park. I was at that Hard Rock Cafe there. Yep. But so we're doing our presentation and people just can't. Everybody starts going, those guys work for a porn company. Lovebox. Nobody would have the name. Nobody would have a legit company name called Lovebox. And so all of a sudden, this horde of people come in.
Porn delivery.
Yeah, this horde of people come in because they just can't believe it and they want to see what we're talking about. And we're giving away T-shirts that have Lovebox and it's got like a box on it. And they were all just fighting over the T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
All right. New idea. New company that could be confused with a porn company. Got it.
So, and then what was even better was we went down to the packaging store, and which is a liquor store, and they don't call it liquor store, or they don't call it packaging store back in Kansas. So my friend went there. Yeah. And he bought liquor and then turned it into as a company expense for our presentation. Like a kink, he said it was like a Kinko's.
Yeah, I'm going to the presentation, the packaging store. There's a meme like that where it says it shows a menu and you've got items on the menu are named such that you can expense them, like laptop stand as a cheeseburger.
Right. That's fantastic. That is a brilliant business idea.
Like I can't understand why you bought 14 laptop stands last month.
Yeah. So he turned in his whole $100 liquor budget as something that we needed some sort of
printing presentations.
Yeah.
Gosh. And took advantage of the fact that they don't call it package store back in Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working for Lovebox.
Lovebox thinks you're talking about packaging. That's too
nice.
Funny.
There's so many jokes there that I just
I know it was awesome.
All right, Matt, what was yours?
It's been hard to explain on resumes though when you go for interviews.
Just wait.
I mean, I bet it already piques some conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Most interesting, I guess, before this new job, if you don't include the new job, I'd have to say I worked in a warehouse shredding hard drives. So
yeah, that sounds fun.
It got old, but
I prefer to shoot them.
Yeah,
just toss them in the lake.
We had to
microwave them.
Then you need a new microwave.
So after we would get contracts from let's say a law firm or whatever, and they would upgrade their computers, and it has sensitive data, and you can't just assume if you format the hard drive that everything's fine. That recovered. It needs physical destruction. And so they would bring in these computers by the pallet loads, and I'd have to tear them down and separate out the plastics and the metals. So you'd have dark plastics, and then the white plastic went in a separate bin.
No, you can't do that.
And so it would all be sorted for recycling, and then the hard drives would get set aside, and you would have this crazy shredding machine, like I don't know,
YouTube videos with the teeth that go.
Yes, exactly like that. So you would throw those in, and you would need to. What got kind of stupid about it, the nice way to say it, stupid about it, is you'd have to scan the hard drives as they're going into the big shredder to it, scan it, yup, got shredded or whatever, and that would get put in its own bin. But the problem was that all that metal getting shredded, like it's in the air, and it gave me a headache. Like you'd have like a metallic taste in your mouth for a couple days. Like it was
crap.
bad.
Oh, that's
that
not
sounds
good.
like a terrible job.
Well, yeah, it was bad, but like I just got to like just rip apart computers really fast, I guess.
And then the computers ripped apart the inside of your
I got
bones.
jeez, Jeremy. Yeah, that's
magnet.
true.
These are magnets out of hard drives. I used to take them apart just for fun.
Yeah, same.
So there's
I had an exposed. I don't know what happened to it. I had like I opened up the hard drive and there was like the platters inside were like kind of gold colored and looked cool, and so I saved it. And
they make a good mirror. I've got a platter on my desk at the office. I use that for like a mirror for
I use them as like coasters. The actual like hard drives. I had a bunch of them.
But yeah, that was.
Why do you have so many extra hard drives?
Don't ask questions, Grant.
If he told you, he'd have to kill you.
He works for Lovebox.
He has evidence on the Centennial Park bombing.
He was there, wasn't he?
These were
you were there. You were in Jacksonville in the Super Bowl, and you were there in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And you were there driving the FedEx truck.
Yeah. So my dad had these hard drives, and I was like, he had a bunch of so my dad had a stroke back in 2012, and so we had to decommission his company and all that kind of stuff, and he had these hard drives, and I was like, I don't really know what else on these. So you know what? I'm just gonna take them apart. So I took them apart, and I just used used the coasters used the disk drives as coasters for a while. I just thought they were kind of cool. I was like, nobody's gonna take them now. They're all scratched up and whatever. Can't use them.
There you go.
Yep.
So you take the platters
nobody looks at these
or...
nobody looks at this and goes, "Oh, that's a hard drive." No, it just looks like nobody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I threw them away at some point, but
sure. I don't know how much time we want to keep going. We've already been at it for an hour, and
I mean, I can keep talking if you want.
We all know that, Grant.
Oh yeah.
Do we? What do you guys want to talk about, or do we want to wrap it up? I could go either way.
I've only had 3 jobs, so I'm good.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
What do you want? Okay.
All right. So go around and plug your things. Christopher, do it.
Right. Yeah. So securecoop.com, working on a coop door opener with phone notifications that when there is an issue, opens or closes, and it'll tell you on your phone, hey, the coop is open, coop is closed, or if there's an issue, it'll tell you. And so I'm working on that. Hired a German developer, working with him today, and we're just working out some last minute bugs so that we can start beta testing soon. And after we conquer the coop, we're working on expanding out into the garden and into electric fences and monitoring just about everything in the backyard. So hit up the website, securecoop.com, get on the mailing list to find out when it's coming out. You get a free ebook and use the coupon. I have a pre-sale running now for the first products when they come out. Use the coupon below, Farm Hop Life Rocks. As well, there is a coupon when you sign up for the mailing list, and they can be combined together.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'm tired of going out there in the dark just to shut the door.
Yes, sir.
I still got to go collect my eggs. It's been a long day.
I'm not getting any eggs, so I don't really. They're
get about 3 a day, 2 to 3 a day.
Okay, I have a hen. She's maybe 11 months old.
Grant.
Let's talk after.
Who has 30 hens in the winter? Anyway, Homestead of Pain and Homestead. Look me up if you want. I haven't done anything yet. It's coming at some point, maybe.
He's in love. He's not even thinking about his YouTube.
Priorities.
I mean, it's only every Monday. That's it.
The Lovestead.
No.
Love box.
No.
Well, you guys are getting a lot of mileage out of that story.
Yeah. We can get so much more.
It's great. I might just keep recording and tell you guys we're not live anymore.
Then you'll get
comes.
deleted.
Yeah, good. Jeremy, Mr. Dewey.
What's up? Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, Dewey Like Donuts. We also have a t-shirt company. If you're in
Going out of
Alabama,
business sale.
yeah. What
Or
was
if you're
the
just
what
a
was
fan.
the coupon that I put out last week?
Farm Hop,
Life.
Farm
Farm
Hop,
Hop?
the Rop. I don't know.
I don't know. It was like something stupid, like 90% off or something like that.
Was it really?
90%
way.
off.
No, I would have bought 100 t-shirts and resold all of those at my new
Cheaper than
job in
thrift store.
I
Alabama.
know you would.
It's cheaper than thrift store.
I'm dead serious.
I know you would have. I don't remember.
I don't know.
don't
Farm
remember.
Hop Life, probably.
Yeah.
Probably
Something
just
like
that.
90% off.
Make it the same coupon. Farm Hop Life rocks.
Yeah, 90%
Yeah, but that
off.
would make too much sense.
Come on.
That
As
would-
long as it's 90% off.
It's like
Scott,
it was
everybody
like
stop talking.
30%. Farm Hop Life, 30% off.
There you go. Scott Miller, Thrive in the Future podcast. It's on your favorite podcast app and also on thriveinthefuture.com. We do the positive solutions to thrive in the tough times ahead. This week, we're talking about tough times call for tough decisions. Matt, you're talking about your tough decisions you're making. And then next week, Grant's on. We're going to talk about his 70 raised beds made out of IBC totes that are cut in half. So super duper enthusiastic that episode. That was awesome.
That's one way to describe it.
Wait, what do you mean?
I feel like I need a shower after talking to you sometimes.
No.
You can get with Dewey and he can give you one.
Oh,
All right.
Whoa.
All right.
What?
I'll
this
take
is the love box.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'll see you later. That took a turn.
I'll take
Where's the
a
exit button?
loofah.
Leave studio.
A loofah in your love box.
Oh man.
Oh, ow, this is awful.
Love it.
Well, Matt, your turn.
I'm Matt of Farm Hop Life. We do this men's forum, and that's pretty much all we're doing anymore. We'll see where we go. But,
He's on TikTok and Instagram too.
I do stuff.
Do not
sometimes.
stop
He
this.
he
This is a
does
lot of fun.
stuff.
All right.
Trying to
keep doing
decide
men's
whether
form.
it's going to be 20 by 24 project at this point.
It's
It's 24 by 24. Yeah.
20 by
we
30
don't-
project.
We don't know.
Hey, no, we don't do the 20 by 30 around these parts now.
Seriously. All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you
Thanks,
did,
Matt.
whatever.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, love it.
Take care.
It's great.
See you next week.